Alright everybody, welcome to Game 2 of Epic versus Mace. This is the Terran Star Battle League Week 2. This is Wildfire speaking. I will be your caster slash streamer for this game. So for everyone who missed Game 1, Game 1 was won by Mace. And we're looking forward to another exciting matchup here in Game 2. Alright, we see on red team is Epic. Going a BC kite build, Arbiter Storm, Raven. Don't know what the Raven's doing. Second battlecruiser going kite, Destro going 5 armor. On the blue team, we see Omega on a Destro, Grand Admiral as an Arbiter with Storm, White Fang going a Corruptor levy open, Enormous Sea going a normal levy open, along with Raven with EMP 2 energy and a battlecruiser 1 range pods 2 energy. So we see on the bottom team we have the Raven coming out now with EMP 2 energy. So a very similar matchup by both teams here. We see Terminus holding on to this energy, waiting to strike. Same thing with Raven Creek. As we get a lag screen coming up here. Alright, we can continue on. Look on the bottom side, we see White Fang going with his Corruptors. Just moving along, he's already at 200 minerals. We see our Epic's levy having 8 range already. As in the middle, red team is continuing to push, trying to get everything they can out of it. Looking at score, fairly even, with the levy for red team getting the most farm for them, while the levy on the blue team as well getting the most farm. So both teams are letting this bottom lane try to farm up to beat the other team. We see Enormous Sea up to 9 range already. Omega's already underneath 4K life, as Biome's getting close to that also. See White Fang's now at 500 minerals. As Omega goes back. We see a miss EMP there from Terminus. As Raven Creek's just holding on to his energy here, not using his pods. And he gets EMP'd along. Well, no, he just got EMP'd. He didn't hit GA with that EMP, so Raven missing the splash there. While we see White Fang continuing to not go in, he's just trying to grab every little bit of farm he can before heading back. As we see Omega's coming out, he's got repair bots 2 energy. See Enormous Seas now 9 range, 5 missiles. As red team calls the retreat. And as we see, we have warp ins coming in on our Destro here, Omega. Red team properly backs up. So we see White Fang backed. He grabbed his constant mutation, rapid regen, and some energy along with it. As the middle's being pushed here, we see both supports shielding the Destro for red team. So the Destro is going back with 350 minerals. So does the rest of the team go back, except for the battle cruiser. We see now up to 8 missiles here. Just really going for hard pressure here. But it's not working as well for them because of the corruptors. See red teams all warping in on their levy. Nice storm to get rid of all the creep and fighters that was on the levy. As the levy continues to push now. White Fang's now up to 400 energy. Destro grabbed 4 lasers, repair bots, 250 energy. Raven went up in energy with EMP. Both BCs going missiles, one going 10 range, the other one did not. He went heavy missiles instead. We see on Mace, going through some of the other upgrades here. Grand Admiral went up in energy to help support, so did Terminus, just a little bit, as the BC grabbed his second range. So we see a hard push here against this BC to push it back. We see Enormous is now up to 6 tentacles, 7 missiles, still at 9 range. White Fang grabbed his 2-shot farm. Looks like he's going to stay with 2-shot farm on his levy and use his corruptors to farm. Take a look at the overall farm. Just about dead even. So the corruptors are still giving red team's levy a pretty hard time here on the bottom. As we see another lag screen come up. See quite a bit of friendly trolling between these two very old teams. They've known each other for quite a while. As the game continues on now, White Fang's corruptors are staying at 1-shot farm. We see Terminus is doing a good job trying to deny the Destro any energy. as both arbiters are in the side lane trying to get what little farm they can. They're both 1-6. Continue on in the middle. Both BCs are kiting everyone back. The levy has pulled into the middle now to try to help the middle, as White Fang just continues laying corruptors and pushing them forward, trying to gain what farm he can. It's up to 500 energy now. Still no range. So we see the warp in coming in on the levy. Actually, it's on the other levy over here, trying to hit the arbiter, but not able to as the arbiter escapes, so they're going over onto the Destro here. Very nice EMP from Raven Creek, hitting the Raven. Terminus. Looks like they're still going almost pure energy with their main ability. GA's now grabbed force fields with the farm that he got on that side lane. We see scan. As his Enormous C is going to back for Frenzy and Rapid Regen. We see White Fang's now jumped up to one-shot farm. As both, let's see, no, Zero has lockdown now, still at 9 range. Raven Creek has PDDs now, 425 energy. Biome with Bombardment, 300 energy. Levy back to grab regen, and warping in into the middle. As Enormous C comes in frenzied, trying to grab the Arbiter, but it's not able to. See Chrono Boost out of Red Team's Arbiter as the Corruptors come up from behind. But Raven Creek slayed a PDD, so those Corruptors are not effective. As Blue Team continues to fall back. More Corruptors are laid. And the Levy looks like it's in trouble. But they get away safely here. Alright, now we see from the other BCU on Red Team, we see lockdown out of him as well. While Blue Team has no energy denial except for Terminus on the Raven. Another look at the total farm count. Blue Team is winning by about 300. 250, 300. Still well within an even matchup here. As we'll take a look again White Fang sitting at 500 farm now. And Enormous C sitting at 400. They're the difference in the farm between the two teams. So we see Enormous come in frenzied, lay down a little bit of missiles, and then pulls back out. White Fang's now up to 11 tentacles, 8 range. He's also pulled in quite a bit of health and armor. As we see the Destro backing now for the blue team. See a very nice bombardment there by Biome. We see red team sees the Destro moving over there now. Warp in coming in on the Destro, so the red team backs up now. We see lockdown out of blue team's battlecruiser, 10 range. We see Chrono Boost now out of the Arbiter. And we see D-Matrix with 0 cooldowns on the Raven, and the Raven has 500 energy now. And on the Destro we see Bombardment, as he lands a very nice bombard there. While White Fang grabbed Frenzy. As we check our upgrades here, we now see Phantoms out of red team. We see D-Matrix out of the Raven. We see a nuke from red team. We see that GA has 2 cooldowns on his Chrono Boost, so that's a 15-second cooldown now. As there's a wasted Frenzy from White Fang there, trying to get that Phantom Raven. Very nice move with the Phantoms. So now both levies frenzies are up, they're on cooldown, as blue team is now starting to contain. We see now Frenzy from the red team's levy. Very nice lockdown right before he got EMP'd. As the team's going to come and try to support Biome here, who pushed in a bit too far. Gets hit with a bombard. There's a nice D-Matrix, and oh, here comes the nuke. Nuke's on Enormous C. Don't think it'll connect, though. Oh, it might. It's just about there. It does. It connects. So the levy backs off to use regen now, as we see White Fang continuing to go up in tentacles. Staying really not going into range or bile any. He's content with going a brawler levy and farming with his corruptors, and just keeping everybody back with that. Take another quick look at the farm count. We see now is stretched to about a 450-500 lead for the blue team. Take a look at, well, I was going to look at the level on the corruptors. We'll look at one when it hatches here. They're still level 2. Still no metabolic boost out of White Fang yet for his corruptors. As blue team falls back. Very nice lockdown. As we see, White Fang turns on the levy. He's starting to eat up the levy there, but he's all alone. Are they going to get back to warp in fast enough? It doesn't look that way. So White Fang pulls back out. Red team spots the other levy. They're trying to keep constant eyes on the levies, expecting warp tricks. There's the warp ins coming in from over here, our left side levy frenzies. We see White Fang warps in and instantly throws a phantom on the levy. Also see Terminus now has blackout. As White Fang just continues to push with his frenzy. Another lag screen pops up. So we're approaching the 30-minute mark. Red team here is going to back into their base, grab their 30-minute upgrades, and they're going to really hope to pull something off here really quickly, or this game's going to get out of hand for them. Hopefully red team's levy will come back, not drop. Otherwise that is a huge loss for them. Okay, we see they're gonna wait a while. So right now on this lag screen, there's nothing we can really do here. We do have the Destro that is in view here, who's approximately in this location right here, just getting eaten alive by all of blue team. We see that Raven Creek has laid a PDD right between the towers. So we hope that the Destro can make it to the PDD, and hopefully a D-Matrix will keep them safe. So it looks like red team is going to lose their levy here. Yep, as he drops, they pause. Up. A lot of people hitting the pause button all at once. So there's actually a great pause screen here. We were able to move down. See the levy and the Destro. Destro is now at 5k health. We see the Phantom levy pushing first, and then we see the other levy behind. Both levies back in here. It looks like red team's going to get away from this and be okay. But what sucks for them is they've lost their levy player, so now they're going to have someone control 2 ships here. So now both teams are ready. Both teams are still waiting. Guess they're talking about what they're going to do now with their drop player, who's going to control what. Odds are we're going to see one person control both battle cruisers and then one person take over the levy. But that's still a huge loss to them. They're going to have to look at trying to get a trade here maybe, or something to try to at least even it up a bit. Because right now they are behind in farm. So we take a look at the farm score. 2,600 compared to 31, so 500 advantage to blue team. We see White Fang at 850 farm now. Enormous Sea 675. So we see red team's levy 650. That's the closest farm to them. Everybody else is in the 300s. Omega Star's the only other one who's not in the 300 range. Alright, looks like they're going to restart. Or maybe not. As Zero stops it. We see that this always happens whenever we get a pause screen. Everybody takes advantage of the time, try to get everything straightened back up. take a look at APM here. We'll see everybody's steadily over 100. See White Fang has the highest. Grand Admiral. So a very lengthy pause here. Alright, Raven looks like he's ready. He's calling the countdown again, and they're starting. As we see both players get in safely. Indeed, the PDD did help greatly there. So we get back into the action. Try to see what's going to happen here. Yep, it looks like, as we said, one person's going to control both BCs. As now we see both BCs have nuke, while another person controls the levy. And we see stasis out of the Arbiter. We could very well see a stasis nuke here, if it's able to get off. Destro's now got pro field. 17 tentacles on our levy. So we see another lag screen come up. Alright, there it goes. We see they're keeping whoever they can out of energy. We still have not seen much blackout come out of our two Ravens. They, for the most part, have tried to stay away from each other. Oh, there's the nuke. Nuke's on the Destro. There's the stasis, the release, and the stasis nuke hits. As now they push in. But both levies frenzy and just devour everything in sight. And red team's levy is falling. He might make it though. But the battle cruisers look like they won't. Oh, maybe they will. It's gonna be close. Nope. There goes one of the Zero's battle cruiser. Died as they continue on trying to get Biome here. But Biome escapes. So Zero takes control of the levy now. As now blue team's going for max contain and farm like crazy. They're gonna end up taking a tower here. As they use blackout on the Raven. We see blackout on the battlecruiser now. As red team loses a tower. Both levies are just huge at this point, over 18k life. Both of them 15 tentacles. Blackout on the Destro. Alright, we see blue team backing here. As it looks like the Raven's going around to set up a warp trick. Very interesting here, yep. He's moving alongside. To go set up a warp trick or something. As red team just being very careful, not going past half map. They scan. Blackout there on the battlecruiser. As now blue team just surrounds the Destro. And the Destro just about dies. Nuke launches. The nuke saved him as 0 with 18k life. Just runs at him. But blue team had a nuke as well. As, oh, we see Siege out of the Destro now. 10 lasers. Is he going to get the kill off of the Siege? A little bit more. Yep, there's the kill. That should pretty much end this game. Yep, as we see the Arbiters suiciding here. Raven suiciding. Calling it GG. So we see a Mega Siege is just outside of the tower. As we see the rest of red team leave. And that is the game.